you realize the goal is not actually to get rid of email or to have a zero inbox. It's to get rid of a world in which you have a large number of these unscheduled messages that you have to respond to. That's the thing that really gets to us, is that if the main way we collaborate is through ad hoc back and forth messaging, there's going to be a lot of messages constantly showing up at unpredictable times that require relatively quick responses from you, because keeping that ping pong ball going back and forth across this metaphorical ping pong table net is how things actually get done. And so now you have to check things all the time and you get the network switching. When you realize that's the issue, you say, oh, the solution that is not my habits, it's not how I approach my inbox, it's not my schedule for checking email, it's not my subject lines, it's I have to actually put in place alternative ways to collaborate that don't require a lot of unscheduled back and forth messages. And that, I think, opens up the whole game, because up to now we've just been looking at ourselves and our habits and saying I'm bad at my inbox or I'm addicted to my email, and we're sort of seeing everything through this lens of personal productivity. But the reality is we have to go deeper. Forget the inbox. We have to get rid of the things that are generating all that messages going to the inbox in the first place. So now we have to start coming up with alternative systems and rules and guidelines for how we do the main collaboration that makes up our work. That's more structured, that's more intentional, and above all, generates many, many fewer of these unscheduled messages. So, once you know that's the issue, the type of solution you're looking at suddenly seems much different than where a lot of people who are overwhelmed with their inbox had been putting their energy.
And is that managing expectations with people as well?
Well, see, that can help, right? But again, I think I put expectations and norms and habits, all of this I put at the working with your inbox level. It's not going to get us there. It's not just expectations. It's no, here is how we collaborate about this. And it doesn't involve you just sending me a message when you're ready. So I don't want to just say, don't expect to hear back from me. I want to make it so that you don't have to hear back from me. That's where you really get to the magic, because the issue with this work, I call it the hyperactive hive mind, but the issue with this workflow where it's constantly ad hoc back and forth messages is it requires you to check these inboxes a lot. Right? Because this is how things are being decided with these unstructured conversations. If you say, don't expect to hear back from me for, a day, you're going to grind all these conversations to a halt, and it's going to be a problem. This is a real issue with the way we've been trying to solve this problem, is if these messages are how we're actually doing our work, then any type of advice that tries to reduce the amount of time you interact with these messages actually has negative consequences. And that's why we always fail when we say, okay, let's have better norms or better expectations or email-free Fridays, until you actually fix the fact that those emails is how work is getting done. Any type of improvement that reduces your time in that inbox causes problems. That creates friction. You have to get back into it. So really the ultimate solutions to all of these is actually, you know what? We generate this report every week. Right now we just kind of shoot back and forth emails. Let's put in place a more structured way to do this that doesn't require those messages. And then let's repeat that for everything we do on a regular basis. Alternative ways of collaborating that doesn't require unscheduled messages. That's how you take the pressure out of the hyperactive hive mind. And then the habits and the norms and the expectations, none of this really matters, because you just don't have that pressure to need to check that inbox in the first place anymore.
Well, I was just looking over some of the things that I'd highlighted in your old books. And one of the things you'd written, I think in Deep Work, is how much you hated receiving emails with one word, basically saying thoughts, ? And then the rest, and then a big kind of chain underneath, which you were expected to expand on at length underneath.
I think that's in the revised version of Dante, in the Divine Comedy, in that first book. There's another circle of hell, and I think it's people that CC thoughts, the 25 people on a chain of 17 emails. That's each one indenting more and more. I think that's like the third circle of hell now, is how that works.